Hello fellow gamers, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to my 6% viewers. I want to thank you guys for watching, and today we're going to be doing some Arkham Horror unboxings, so to speak. Because this isn't actually a box, it's a novella. This is the Blood of Baalshandor, and this is this introduces Dexter Drake into the Arkham Horror, the card game, and of course their novel line. This is written by Richard Lee Byers. He also did the first one, which was Ear of the Void. I like his writing. He's done quite a few things, mostly for Dungeons and Dragons Forgotten Realms. He did the Year of the Rogue Dragons. He did Disillusion for War of the Spider Queen. He's also done one of the Sembia novels. He's also done trilogy The Haunted Lands. And then a 5-book set called The Brotherhood of the Griffin. And he did other books too, including one for Sword and Sorcery, when White Wolf had that company, that branch of their company open. This is going to be great because we're going to be seeing him for the first time in the game. Now they do have plans to put him in one of the expansions coming out, perhaps in this next one coming up. Which is interesting because usually the investigators, their regular cards come out first. Now these are what they call, they call them promo cards. They have alternates of his art and then his signature asset and weakness. So it should be interesting to see what the regular cards are when they come out with whichever set they decide to put them into. Now I remember that in the Ask Me Anything, Andrew Navarro did say that they had a bunch of these ready to go, but it still seems that they're only putting out one a year. To Fight the Black Wind, which is this one right here, they put out last April. And so, this has come out this year. I don't know if they actually had plans to do more than one a year. This is the 6th book in the series. But I would like to see more. I would like to see at least, 2 or 3 a year come out. But anyway, so we'll be unboxing, opening up this. And we'll be unboxing the last Mythos pack for the Dream Eaters campaign, which is Weaver of the Cosmos. And we'll be checking those out. So, I'll see you at the table. Wait, but you're at the table. I'll see you upside down at the table. No, not upside down. All right, a couple things I want to also talk about while we open these guys up. We'll start with the novel. The novella includes exclusive cards. The first thing I want to talk about is the print run on these things is not very large. So generally speaking, if you don't get these things on pre-order, you're not getting it for a while. And when they do a second print run, it's also not as large. So they usually sell out pretty quick. So I always advise you pre-order with your friendly local gaming store. Now ordering from the Asmodee website. Well, here's my thing. Lately, things have been a little, I don't want to say messed up, let's just say complicated over there. Because they have pulled out from using Alliance as their game distributor. They have decided to be their own distributor. So this first wave of product hit stores before pre-orders, which never happened before. Before, when they had Alliance, the pre-orders were going out and would usually receive the street date, or the day before the street date. Now they're coming out in sporadically, which doesn't make any sense because I read on the Arkham Horror forums, FFG, that some people are getting these individually. They're getting this in one shipment and this in one shipment, and I don't understand what they're doing. Maybe I understand that they're probably behind because of the whole coronavirus thing, perhaps. A lot of people are ordering games. But, send them all together. This is what the order is. I don't understand the whole split up thing. I don't know if it's, how long it's going to take them to get back to normal. So if stores are getting them first and you have a friendly local gaming store close to you, I would say to go ahead and pre-order through them. Anyway, on to the book. Let's open her up. Come on. I really need to have one of those. Come on, there we go. Ah, the shrink wrap. My favorite part. Okay. Get that out of the way. Let's get the card out first. We're going to see what's in here. There we go. So this is your standard short novel. Of course, there's a little bit of art here in the back because what they usually do is show all the documentation that is talked about during the novella. So we do get a little bit of, and an advertisement for this Investigators of Arkham, which I do have, and it's a great book. I suggest you go out and pick it up if you can still find it. So that is that, and now let's look at the real reason why most everybody buys these is because of these few promo cards. So this says, this pack contains 4 new cards for the Arkham Horror, the card game. A special preview alternative art version of Investigator Dexter Drake, along with his matching mini card. A new signature card and a new signature weakness, which are optional replacements for Dexter's typical signature cards to be released at a later date. See the rules for replacements on the other side of this card. The new cards included in this pack allow players who do not already own Dexter Drake to build a Dexter Drake deck using Molly Maxwell and Yaztaroth. Okay, and then players who already own Dexter Drake, which I understand because he's not even out yet in the game. Okay, so then talks about here the replacement rules. So we have him. Here he is, the alternate art, which is very strange that they, because all the other ones, you have the investigator cards already. For instance, I'll show you here. Let's move this aside for a second before we talk about it some more. We have the Roland Banks, and this is the one that came with the core set, and then this is the one that was released with his novella, which is right here, The Dirge of Reason. So normally they had the first one out, the non-alternate card first. But this time, they did a little backwards. So here's his player card. Now, these things that you're supposed to use at the table, to be able to, when it's on this side, he's ready. And when it's on this side, he's exhausted. You've already, gone past your turn. It's the next player's turn. And these are nice, but I don't use these. I use since I have Eldritch Horror and Arkham Horror 3rd Edition, I use the standees that come with those as markers, as player markers. Okay, let's get back to his card. The Magician, we have 5 willpower, 2 intellect, 3 combat, and 2 agility. Free trigger, during your turn, discard an asset you control. Play an asset with a different title from your hand, reducing its cost by 1, limit once per round. All right, not too bad. And his Elder Sign effect, +2. You may return an asset from your play area to your hand, then draw 1 card. Do you want to see True Magic? And he has 6 health and 8 sanity. We have his deck size is 30. Deck building options, Mystic cards level 0 to 5, Rogue cards levels 0 to 2, and Neutral cards levels 0 to 5. Okay, deck building requirements do not count toward deck size. Showmanship, occult scraps, and 1 random basic weakness. And of course, his little story. We'll say that for you to pick up the book and get it. What we hear is other 2 cards here. All right, we have Molly Maxwell. Her cost is 3. She has a willpower, an agility, and a wild. She's an ally assistant with 2 health, 4 sanity. Dexter Drake deck only, replacement. Free trigger, exhaust Molly Maxwell and deal her 1 horror. Name any trait, 1 at a time. Reveal cards from the top of your deck until an asset with a named trait is revealed. Draw the asset. Shuffle each other revealed card back into your deck. Okay. So she gives you a little bit of a hand here. Okay, here's the nasty. Treachery. Yaz-Taroth. Weakness. Curse. Pact. He's creepy. Look at that artwork. That is just bizarre. Dexter Drake deck only replacement. Revelation. Put Yaz-Taroth into your play area. You cannot put assets into play, and then you need a double action to discard Yaz-Taroth. Pretty cool. I like these. I like Dexter. I'll probably see some play on him. I do like this card. The artwork is, the artwork is stunning for everything they do. All right, let's get this other one open here. This is the 6th and final Mythos pack for the Dream Years campaign. And it has 60 fixed cards with new player cards designed to augment existing decks. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's see. Get this opened up here. Got our little thing. And I always say, we got 2 of these in here. I always save these, because I just love the artwork on them. So when I lay these out, because I like to lay them flat inside of inside of one of these for a plastic envelope thing, this for a binder. And then I just put the matching artwork right there. All right, let's see why there are 2 of these. All right, so this is an epilogue. So apparently they split this long one. This is a double-sided, so I guess they didn't want to go one more page. So they had to go one more page. If that makes any sense. All right. Okay, scenario. Here we go. What to do? I don't want to do too many spoilery things here, so that you guys can enjoy it. Oh, wait a second. A ton of epilogues, so I don't know what's going to happen. This should be interesting to find out. Anyway, these things drive me crazy because they're just all foldy, so that's why I put them out in one of these things, and so it's very convenient to have. And you can just pop them in the notebook and flip right through them. All right, I don't believe these have the cigarette pack opening, so we're going to have to take it from the top here. Ah, there we go. Okay, let's see what we got. Easy standard side and hard expert side of Weaver of the Cosmos. So this is what we get here. You got your skull, you got your cultist, you got your shield, and you got the elder thing looking dude. Here's the back side of that. Take a look. Okay, next we have our act. We got Journey Across the Bridge, so I really don't want to. Ooh, that's a nice one. Boy, I don't want to see no spoilers here, but that's some evil, nasty artwork. Ooh, the Spider Queen. Nasty, nasty, nasty looking lady. So that'll be on your Act 1. Over here we have the agendas. They also have some nice artwork here. Beautiful, beautiful. 3 of those. And here are, which I can show you these. They don't have much to do with the story, but you want to see the monsters in this thing. We have Atlach Nacha, the spider god. You can see he is a victory 1. Forced, when Atlach Nacha leaves a location, if there are no investigators at that location, place 1 doom there. Otherwise, it attacks each investigator at the location. Forced, after you evade Atlatch Nacha. Instead of exhausting it, choose an investigator at your location. It cannot attack that chosen investigator for this round. So we got that one. I think that's the only one there. Yeah. And we have the legs of Atlatch Nacha. Ancient One, Spider Elite. We got an X here. See what that's all about. Now we have 3 per investigator for health, and then 3 evade. He's massive. This enemy cannot make attacks of opportunity. X is the shroud value of this enemy's location. Okay. Forced, when you would evade the enemy, instead of exhausting it, choose an investigator at your location. This enemy cannot attack the chosen investigator this round. So a lot like it, except he's just the legs. So each leg. Creepy. All right. This is also like the top and bottom legs, because they've got the title on the bottom over here and the title on the top up here. They kind of switch this around. Same thing per investigator. Ancient One, attack of opportunities, X is the shroud value of the location. We got 2 of those. We got the web spinner. Any empty location, spawn aloof. At the end of the round, if web spinner is ready, place 1 doom on web spinner's location. This is a nasty, bloated looking spider. We have the spinner in the darkness. Artwork, so amazingly creepy. Attached to the nearest Ancient One enemy. Attached enemy gets +1 damage, +1 horror. Action, test any skill 5. If you succeed, discard the spinner in the darkness. A couple of those. Then we have Caught in the Web, Treachery. It's a hazard. Revelation, put Caught in a web into play in your threat area. You get -1 agility and cannot take more than 1 move action each round. Action, test combat 3. If you succeed, discard Caught in the Web. 3 of those. Now we have Endless Weaving. Revelation, choose a spider enemy in play. If it is engaged with an investigator, it makes an immediate attack along with each of its swarm/host cards. Otherwise, place 1 doom on its location. If there are no spider enemies in play, search the encounter deck and discard pile for a spider enemy and draw it. Shuffle the encounter deck. All right, it's Endless Weaving. Treachery, Scheme. Revelation, choose a spider enemy in play. If it is engaged with an investigator, it makes an immediate attack along with each of its swarm host cards. Otherwise, place 1 doom on its location. If there are no spider enemies in play, search the encounter deck and discard pile for a spider enemy, draw it, and shuffle the encounter deck. And we got 3 of those. Okay, now let's take a look at the unrevealed side of the locations. So we have the Great Web, 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 Great Web, the 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 Great Web, and onto the player cards. We're going to start with the Guardian, Spiritual Resolve, cost 3, and it's got 5 pips. Ritual, Myriad, it's got 3 health. Wow, 3 health and 3 sanity. As a free action, that's a free trigger, free trigger. Discard a copy of Spiritual Resolve from your hand. Heal all damage and horror from this copy of Spiritual Resolve. That is really cool. That is amazing. So you need 2 copies, obviously. And let's see what they give you. 1, 2. Okay, boys. Hilarious FFG. We have 3 copies. So this card is only, well, I mean, yeah, 1 person can get the benefits of being able to put the damage and sanity on here. 2 people can get that benefit, but only 1 person gets the benefit of being able to toss the second card away to take all the damage off of it. You could have at least given us 4 guys. So if you do want 4, you're going to have to go back and buy another pack. That sounds familiar. 4 packs. I'm sorry. That sounds familiar. 2 packs, 2 core sets. Now we need 3 core sets because, whatever. Okay. We have the secret card. Abigail Foreman. She has 3 costs, 4 pip. She has an intellect and an agility. Ally Miskatonic. As a free trigger, attach a tome asset in your play area to Abigail Foreman. Or switch a tome asset in your play area with an attached asset. The asset attached to her takes up no hand slots, limit 1 attached asset. Then, as a reaction trigger, after you resolve an action ability on the attached tome asset, exhaust Abigail Foreman and resolve its effects again. Okay, cool. She's got 1 health and 2 sanity. We got 2 of her. We have Eye of Truth. Love that artwork. It's a skill, 5 pip. Got 4 wilds on here. Spell, practice. If this skill test is on a treachery and the test is successful, add that treachery to the victory pile display and attach Eye of Truth to it. While attached, the Eye of Truth contributes its skill icons to all tests on copies of the attached treachery. I'll always be watching you. Very cool. I like that. Little bonus for players. We got 2 of those. Now for the rogue, we have Joey the Rat Vigil. Joey the Rat. Seems like I work for somebody named Joey the Rat. And he has an intellect and an agility. His cost is 2 with 3 pips. He is an ally criminal. His free trigger, spend 1 source, choose an item asset from your hand and play it, paying its cost. The second trigger is discard an item asset from play and gain 2 resources. And he's a 3/2 for health and sanity. Get 2 of him. All right, sawed-off shotgun, 3 cost, 5 pip. We have a combat and agility. Item, weapon, firearm, illicit, uses 2 ammo. Spend 1 ammo, fight instead of a standard damage. This attack deals 1 damage for each point you succeed by, to a minimum of 1, to a maximum of 6. If you fail and would damage another investigator, this attack deals 1 damage for each point you fail by, to a minimum of 1, to a maximum of 6. So basically, you can blow your friend's head off. All right, 2 of those. We have Mind's Eye. Gorgeous artwork. Ritual, Myriad, uses 3 secrets. The reaction trigger, when you would test your intellect, combat, or agility, spend 1 secret and test your willpower instead. And then for the free trigger, discard a copy of Mind's Eye from your hand. Place 2 secrets on this copy of Mind's Eye. And again, we got 3 of those. So it's, okay, so 1 player. 1 player, but you can only put 2 copies of each named card in your hand. Again, thank you, FFG. All right. Now we have Shining Trapezohedron, which is the Mystic. Its cost is 1 with a 4 pip. We have Willpower, we have Intellect, and we have Agility. It's an item relic. As a reaction trigger, when you would pay the cost of a spell card, exhaust Shining Trapezohedron instead and test Willpower X, where X is that card's resource cost. If you succeed, its resource cost is considered paid. If you fail, cancel the playing of that card without paying any of its costs, including its action cost. For the remainder of the round, you cannot play copies of that card. All right, so it's a, if you get 50-50, you might not. Well, actually, this is Arkham Horror, so it's more like 25-75. All right, Nightmare Bauble. This is your survivor. Cost is 1, 3 pip. We have an intellect and a wild. Item, Charm Curse. Creepy artwork. Limit 1 per deck. Yeah. Forced, after Nightmare Bauble enters play, search your bonded cards for 3 copies of Dream Parasite and attach them to Nightmare Bauble. When Nightmare Bauble leaves play, set each attached Dream Parasite aside out of play. Reaction trigger, when you reveal an automatic failure chaos token, shuffle an attached dream parasite into your deck. Cancel that token. All right, we got one of those. Now here's the dream parasite. What is this? Skill, 2 wild, curse. Bonded, nightmare bauble. While dream parasite is in your hand, you must commit it to the next skill test you perform if able. This skill's icons subtract from your skill value instead of adding to it. If this skill test fails, take 1 damage, 1 horror. Yuck! Okay, well, a couple of nice things, and then we get one crappy thing. We got a snake biting us in our sleep. Flying snake. 3 flying snakes biting us in our sleep. And then we have a couple copies of Scavenging. So 1 costs 2 pip. It has 2 intellect. Reaction trigger, after you successfully investigate by 2 or more, exhaust Scavenging. Choose an item card in your discard pile and either add it to your hand or play it, paying its cost. We got a couple of those. It's a little bit more different than the other Scavenging. All right, guys. Well, that's all I got for you today. We've got it all opened up and everything, and we checked it all out. So set it up on the table and get playing. You guys have a great day.